Welcome to Jamie's 4.0 Garage, where today we're going to talk about the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. Now let's get to the four-wheel drive. You are either going to engage four-wheel drive from two-wheel to four-wheel with a button, a knob, or like this Jeep, from the engine to the transmission to a transfer case with a drive shaft going to the rear axle and a drive shaft going to the front axle. So let's take a look at a transfer case that's been removed from a vehicle, in this case a Jeep. Power comes in from the engine to the transmission to a coupler on the transfer case, and notice the two shafts that are spinning, the two outputs of the transfer case. They're turning at the same speed. One that goes to the rear, one that goes to the front. They're spinning at the same speed. The power is split inside this transfer case, usually through a chain and two gears, and it's split 50-50. 50% of the power goes to the rear wheels, 50% of the power goes to the front wheels. In some cases, it could be 48 to 52%, but for all intents and purposes, it's split in half. You know, kind of like your paycheck. Half goes to you, half goes to the government. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, there's nothing you can do about this. Power goes in, half goes to the rear, half goes to the front, and it stays that way. That's four-wheel drive. Whereas here on this all-wheel drive Lincoln Aviator, which is very, very similar to a Ford Explorer, it uses an intelligent all-wheel drive system that allows the vehicle to distribute the power front to rear in a variety of different percentages as it's needed for stability assist, traction, safety. Let's take a look underneath. It's very tight under here. Everything's covered in heat shielding, but let's take a look and see what we have.
I said very tight under here, but there's the rear axle with the half shafts, and that goes to a drive shaft just like anything else. And then we're going to move forward, and again, bear with me, it's pretty tight under here. There's our drive shaft going to a power transfer unit that's acting as a transfer case, and you can see it right here under this heat shielding that it kind of looks like a transfer case, but it's not, because it has the power and the ability to shift the power from front to rear in different ratios. And there's the transmission and back up to the engine like anything else. Getting a better look at the rear, there's the rear axle with the two half shafts. Moving over, you can see it goes out to the wheels. Again, this Lincoln Aviator is very fancy. It has a drive mode switch that you can move to select different drive modes that you might be driving on, such as grass, gravel, packed snow, rain, sleet. Different drive modes for different driving conditions allow you to transfer the power between front and rear at different ratios. So the advantage of all-wheel drive over four-wheel drive is you have the ability to split power to any percentage the computer feels necessary, whereas that old school four-wheel drive system, it's just splitting it 50-50. You get the power to the front, you get the power to the rear. It's used for more trucks, larger SUVs, a lot of snow, off-roading, mud, and you're not really concerned about stability assist, things like that the new cars that are all-wheel drive are concerned with. And also the quote-unquote four-wheel drive vehicles are usually trucks used for plowing snow, doing things off-road, fully off-road, versus the all-wheel drive. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something today. Front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive review over to all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and hope you can pick the best system that works for you. Thank you very much, Jamie's 4.0 Garage. Please remember to share our video, like it, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for watching.